called for a special city council meeting on June 11th, Monday, June 11th. And they wanted to ask questions about this all. They wanted it simply to be a discussion. They were the only two members who showed up. The mayor didn't show up. None of the other three council members showed up. The next scheduled city council meeting was June 14th, that Thursday. Before the meeting, or actually that week, the newspaper reported on the county's audit, and the headline was "County Gets Cleaned Off." Ms. D.C. Murphy found this very informative and made copies. She and her sister arrived at the meeting a little bit early, went into chambers and set copies on the desks or the places for each of the council members and the city manager. Councilwoman Castillo comes into the room, still standing up at the podium, a good 12, 15 feet away from Ms. Murphy, who asked her some questions about it. And she may have been, a little bit animated in her question. I am told that Councilman Castillo then went to the city manager and said, "I've just been harassed or threatened." We've heard it both ways. The city manager called the police. Councilman Guerrero shared with me, "Hey, they're getting ready to remove Ms. Murphy." They called the police and walked her out. I told DC about that. She said, "Well, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction," and left. That was the June 14th. On the June 21st meeting, just this past Wednesday, prior to the beginning of the meeting, the regular reserve police officer who serves as the bailiff, if you will, during the council meeting showed up. But then two patrol cars showed up. And these police officers went in and built one of them carrying a citation book. And I actually made the comment to her. I said, "It's come to issue a citation." Because there wasn't that many people outside. Several people arrived. We continued our conversations outside. As we entered the hallway of City Hall, the police officers took Miss Murphy and said, "We want to talk to you," and pulled her into the hallway, shut the doors. They issued her this criminal trespass harassment warrant. What's significant about this is the police officers told her, "You can't go into the meeting ever unless the mayor or city manager invites you into a public meeting." But this says she requires a court order to be allowed to go to that public meeting. That seems like a significant violation of due process. Without even giving her a chance to appeal this, fight this, that there is the option of showing up at the meeting and getting arrested. But we certainly don't want to go to that extreme. We have been in touch with a civil rights attorney and are pursuing that. Okay. The actions, now, another little tidbit of history here. At a council meeting prior to this May 31st, another business owner, when asked, was speaking, and he got out of turn. The mayor asked him to be quiet, and he says, "No, I'm not going to be quiet. You guys are a bunch of liars." He had the reserve police officer escort him out of the meeting. He wasn't banned from the meeting. This is an outright attempt to intimidate people from coming to the meetings. The Wilson County Patriots, some are residents of the city of Floresville, some are not, but as a group have been coming to city council meetings and have been speaking their concerns.
We're all residents of Wilson County.
Correct. And recently the mayor on his Facebook page posted that the Wilson County Tea Party is attacking the youth of Wilson County by going to these council meetings and asking questions of these elected officials. Says it's a radical ideology. And then we have this kind of stuff happening.
Well, let me talk to you, Ms. Murphy, if you don't mind. Matt, is she good there? I know there's a lot here. I talked to your point on there's a lot of history. I want to focus on the fact that I've never heard of this before. Somebody be banned from the city.
Well, nor had I.
I've seen people get pulled out of council meetings, but they're allowed back next week. And if they want to get pulled out again, they can get pulled out repeatedly. But I've never heard of ban.
There is actually one case in place.
I'm not hearing you, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Okay. Shall we start?
Yes. spell your first and last name?
My name is D.C. Murphy, and spelled D-E-C-I, Murphy.
And Murphy, traditional, just E-Y or Y?
Why?
Just Y, no E? Okay. Ms. Murphy, tell me what happened June 14th, the first council meeting?
June 14th, my sister and I arrived at the city council meeting prior to its council starting. And as Jim said, I had made copies from the Wilson County newspaper of an article that said the county had gotten a clean audit. The city got a scathing audit. I found this very interesting. I wrote, quite honestly, maybe I'm a little sarcastic, hint, hint, and put this in front of the city manager's place to sit, Councilman Flores, Councilwoman Castillo, the mayor, and Councilwoman Gomez's place to sit. That's all. I never approached anybody. They come from the back. Councilwoman Castillo came in the back door, and I said, Councilwoman, may I ask you a question? And she said yes. And I said, why did your 20 years with Frost National Bank not give you the knowledge to be able to pick up what was going on with the Floresville book? And she seemed very taken aback. She said, well, that all happened before I was elected to the council. I said, well, you still should have been able to pick it up after you were elected. She said, and she stammered at this point, and she said, I was in training. And that's all. And Allison and I went to sit in our usual front row seat. Shortly thereafter, Andy Jocelyn came over to me with a copy of this and said, I've been told that you were harassing Councilperson Castillo, and you're not to put any papers in front of on anybody's desk. And I said, fine. And then I heard through Jim or someone that they had called the police on me, and I decided not to give them the satisfaction of removing me, so I left.
What happened with the paper? I guess
I kept the ones that I put on their desk, and the two, or if I had an extra one left over, it was in my hands.
But did you ever throw them?
No, I never did.
Okay. Do you feel like you threatened her in any way?
Not a bit. Not a bit. Unless asking a person a question about their experience in the workforce is a threat.
And you never touched her?
I was never closer to her, certainly not as close as I am to you, which is good 8 weeks.
So the next week, what happens?
So the next week, my sister and I decided to get there a little later because they started locking the doors, not letting people get in the chamber so early. We got there. It was right before 7. We went inside. It was rather crowded, so we didn't get our usual front row seats. We went to the back. We're sitting there, and all of a sudden, 2 policemen come up and escort me out.
What did they tell you?
They said they wanted me to leave with them. And I said, fine. I asked George Rodriguez, who used to be the president of the San Antonio Tea Party, who was in attendance that night, to come as my witness. Unfortunately, I felt that a witness might be necessary.
So, well, as far as the ban goes, what did they tell you? You're not allowed back?
Yes, they told me. The police officers said that I could not attend any more city council meetings, period, until I was asked or allowed to by either the city manager or the mayor. But I've not gone before a court. I've not gone before a judge. They've just taken away all my rights to participate as a citizen, tax-paying citizen of Wilson County, and the rights that I have. They've taken them away with no explanation. I don't know why.
Have you tried getting an explanation? And what do you plan to do?
No, I'm restricted from contacting them. I'm not to contact them in any way.
What do you plan to do next?
I have contacted an attorney, a civil rights attorney.
I was just going to ask you how you feel. Obviously, you feel this is a violation of your
Oh,
civil
of
rights.
course, as would anybody, as would anybody. If you can't stand up and get your government, whether it's city, state, or federal, to explain how they're spending your money, then we don't have any rights. Period.
And aside from, I guess, the remarks, is that the only thing you can think she was offended by?
Quite honestly, after the audit, I don't know how anybody on that council is holding up their head about anything. All you need to do is read the audit. All you need to do is read the audit. They were over $166,000 in the red on their general fund and they didn't even know it. And they didn't even know it. That's not a way to run a city.
Aside from all of this stuff that you being concerned, wanting some answers for, as far as this ban goes, you want to see just them take that back and you be allowed back into city council meetings?
I really think to satisfy the citizens of Wilson County, because they don't think we as residents of Wilson County, even though we pay taxes in the city of Floresville, have any right to participate in city council meetings, which is wrong. Our taxes support what they want to do. No, I'm looking for a whole change come November. I really am.
And of course that could happen. It's all done in voters.
That could happen in Floresville, and I'm willing to work strongly to see that it happens, as are a lot of people. All you have to do is read the blogs in the paper. Floresville citizens are waking up. They've been asleep too long.
So, you go to these meetings concerned as a taxpayer of Wilson County. Do you live in Floresville?
I live in Wilson County, outside the city limits, 5 miles outside Floresville.
Ms. Murphy, is there anything else you think on this scene, or wanted to add?
Okay. You asked a question about would him withdrawing this be satisfactory. We discussed this, and withdrawing it certainly is something that the city must do, but it's going to take more than that from Ms. Murphy. They publicly humiliated this woman. If they're going to withdraw it, I think they owe her a formal and public apology.
And I think they owe the Tea Party an apology. I mean, for the mayor to post on his Facebook page, I'm not printed on his Facebook page, so I have not read it. It's secondhand to me. But to call the Tea Party foes of the youth of Floresville is a slap in the face. The Tea Party is very supportive of every conservative, fiscally responsible thing that the city of Floresville wants to do.
I want to go back to what Jim said real quick, too. You said that, did you feel embarrassed by
Oh, of course. I've never been escorted out by the police from anything. Wouldn't you? Anybody would feel embarrassed.
Did they just escort you out? They didn't handcuff you or anything?
No. I went. I did not resist. I did not resist.
I think, Matt, I think I've got more than enough. And I want to contact Lieutenant Evans and I've already spoken to the mayor and the city manager, but I don't want them to leave past 5 o'clock, so I'm going to wrap up here. Does anyone record these city council meetings?